Hello everyone, welcome to hyperlogicfx.com. So this is part one of a few segments on how to properly use the NEURX. So today we're going to begin by showing you using various dual parameters, and each subsequent video that you will see on our channel as well as on our website will show you how to effectively use the NEURX and be able to profit hundreds of dollars per day and have consistency. So without further ado, let's continue. Okay, so for this segment, we are going to now show you, as we have on our website, a basic tutorial. This is going to go more in depth. In this specific demonstration, what I want to do is focus on, it is better if you're going to be using one parameter, it is better to use the target calculator, which we will get into later on in another video. We're going to mention this in each video about using the target calculator with one parameter. But in this case, whenever you're using the target calculator, that's what you use the NEURX special for. Okay, because the NEURX special is not going to, I'm just putting in random numbers here, the NEURX special is not going to give you how much the bet amounts are for each of these, because it is best used for a single outcome on the target calculator. So what we're going to do is we are going to change this. You have three different options: manual, which or actually medium, which is a little bit more aggressive and get you profits a lot faster; light; and ultralight, which is very conservative, and of course you'll have an automatic bet reset. So we're going to use this. You can always use and always change this at any time. You're actually going to play a little bit longer. Sometimes you may have a little bit of a drawdown, nothing major. You're going to go up and down, back and up and down. And, of course, it's very likely you're just going to make a profit off the back, but sometimes you can go up and down because of the different calculations that are in here progression wise, but you will still end up making a profit. Now there's a difference making a profit of $5 or $10 or $15 an hour as opposed to making a profit of a lot more, and that's why we suggest using medium if you are a little bit more aggressive. This starting bet amount is going to be your pivotal factor. For those of you with a lesser bankroll, this is actually what unit amount you're going to be betting on each of the parameters. So whether you're playing with 10 cents, it's one 10-cent unit, right? If you're playing with 50 cents, it's one 50-cent unit. If you're playing with $1, it's $1. If you're playing with $2, it's $2. If you're playing with 3, and so forth, okay? If you're playing with 10 cents and you're using 3 units, it's 30 cents per bet. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to use 3 units, okay? That's what we're going to set for, because we generally want people to just make, $10, $20, $30 and get out, take a break, come back, and so forth, because it's just healthy management, okay, of making money. No one's ever going to beat a casino if they sit there and play all day long. This software, believe it or not, guaranteed you will be able to make a profit. But to say you're going to beat a casino, just playing every waking minute, you're going to get tired. You're going to make mistakes. So try not to do that. It's just a little bit of discipline, but you know what? You're going to have a very big income. Okay, so let's move on. What we're going to do in this case is we are going to select on the even money. You can select any 2 you want, and that's what we recommend. Okay, any 2 parameters. You can even do 3 of them, but let's go through. In this case, we're going to do evens, odds, 1 through 18, and dozens. Okay, we're going to do that. So your starting bet is 3. Now you're going to click on the fields, and what's going to happen is, if you leave it at 1, what will be the case is, let's just say, you input the numbers. It's going to basically spit out what the best field is to play. Okay, and in this case, it would be high. Now let's reset this. If you set it at 2, okay, and this goes for all of the parameters if you're setting multiple ones. Okay, see, it's going to give you 2 fields. what are the best two fields. Now, if you set it at 3 because you can't go anymore, that's what you selected, you're going to get the 3 fields. Okay, and that's how it's going to work. Okay, and it's going to tell you, you're looking at 3 bets, so it's 1, 2, 3. Now, one important thing, let's say you decided you wanted to change and just use 2 fields. It's automatically going to reset to 2. So what you do is, instead of, if that was the case, let's make it easy for you. Okay, let's just put in some random numbers. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's see. Well, this is actually asking for 3. So what you can do is you hit the back button, and if you put in the number 32, there you go. You get your 3 fields. So whenever you want to change the fields, okay, or the parameters, I call it, just hit the back button and it would tell you what to play next. Okay, so in this case, again, we're going to use 3 fields, and let's reset the app. I'm going to go to a casino and just show you what I'm talking about. Okay, let's go in here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is using just so you have an idea. Okay, we're using 3 fields. I'm using that progression, obviously. And you can always change your progression, by the way, and you could also hit reset bets, and that would change. Okay, so you just input the numbers until they come up. Okay, and it doesn't usually take long. It takes like 2 or 3 spins, sometimes 4. I can't determine that. It depends on the algorithms. What comes up. Okay, so what is that? 25. So I'm going to 25. 28. Now you see me playing on a European wheel. This can work on an American wheel. It doesn't matter if it's a 0 or double 0. Okay, so we have 3 fields here. Okay, now notice it's saying 1, 1, and 1. Okay, so what you want to do is, in this case, you're going to play 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Okay, so the advantage here is you have the even money bets, but you also have the 2-to-1 bets, okay, which pays out, 3 times. So in so many cases, you may miss 2, hit that 1, and still come out ahead, or you miss 1. There you go. This is exactly what I'm saying. So you have a $2 profit right off the bat, okay? And again, just a little bit of discipline here, okay? Now it's saying 1, 4, and 4 on odds. Okay, so we're going to do that. So we're going to go 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 on odds. Okay. So you had a miss because you've bet a total of 7. Actually, you've bet 9. Okay. Now, even though all you did was break even with that, but then you still had the loss on this side. Okay, so you were at 1,000 and whatever before, now you're at 1,001. It does not matter. You're going to turn a profit. Okay, and this is why you don't have to go crazy. Now, this is 4, 7, and 7 based on the progression and based on a base bet of 3 units. And it's doing its own progression. Once you hit, it's going to have an automatic reset. So this is 4, 7, and 7. Let's go. And again, this can all be used on a mobile device. So you're, again, here you are. You're down. You started with 1,997. Wouldn't be worried. Okay, you're using 3 parameters. What I'm generally asking people to do is, be a little more conservative and put yourself in a position to profit a little bit more by using 2 parameters. Why use 3? But I'm showing you, even in that case, you will still be okay in the end. So you have 10 here. Okay. You've got 4 here. And you've got 10 here. Okay, let's go. Now you're ahead again. You're ahead 5 units. Okay. Is it optimal yet? No. And you'll see why. When it resets, it's back to normal. 3, 3, and 3. Okay. Oh, sorry. Double check. All good. And we're good. Okay, now you're down 2, or actually 3 units. Again, this thing will make you a profit even when you have a little bit of a drawdown. So it's 6 on red, middle block, and 6 on high. Okay, so repeat that. Double check everything. Okay, we're good. And there you are. Now you're $8 ahead. Okay, there's going to be a time you're going to hit on all 3, and that's going to boost you. So you have 3, 3, and 3 because it reset. Okay. Double check this again. Okay. As it says. And that's it. Look at this. You're $20 ahead in no time. You're not spending a lot of money. Again, you're going to have this many times that you're going to hit on all 3. So, this again is how you are utilizing this by using 3. Now, this could be switched to columns. If you back this out, put in 21, it's actually, you know what? This has to be adjusted to 3. Okay, so we're going to back this out. I'm going to put in 21, and it would show you it's here, here, and here. Okay, so this is, again, your control. I tell a lot of people, we'll build back 21 out. Okay, I would tell a lot of people that, hey, it makes sense sometimes to just use, let's say, dozens and columns 1 through 18. Okay, we'll put the 21 in. This gives you more an advantage because these pay 2 to 1. They will offset themselves. Okay, so again, this is how you're using 3 parameters. When you're using single ones, we will talk about that later using the target calculator. Use this that way. The ones, there are people who are going to use all these parameters. It makes no sense. Either use 2 of them, choose any 2. Okay, except the 6 line. Do not choose the 6 line. The 6 line should only be used with the target calculator. Choose any 2, doesn't matter. It's always good to have one of these 2 to 1 odd payouts parameters in there, dozens in a columns, or choose 3. You can swap it around. But you see what happened? This jumped down to 2. You got to bring it to 3. However, you also can do this. If you bring it down to 2 or bring it down to 1, for instance, okay, you put in 21, look at what's going to happen. It's going to give you the best possible scenario. Doesn't mean, you guarantee that you're going to hit, but it's going to give you the best possible scenario of where you should play, okay, by using 3 parameters and 1 bet. Okay, in this case, 16, you missed. That's not a crisis. Just look, now it's telling you to play here on odds. Okay, 3 on odds. You missed. Okay, and what was that number? Just showing you how you back right back into it. Okay, so it's 3 here. I mean, the progression is there. This does all the work for you. See, you're back to your 20. Okay, and then from there, of course, you choose what you want to do. But every time, depending on how many parameters you set, make sure you set this, unless you want one outcome of those 3 parameters, which is the best. The software will do its job for you and say, okay, this is where you have the best chance of all 3 parameters. Because if I did this, I'll put that 20 back in. Look. Big difference. Okay. And that's all there is. So we are going to make another video, and we're going to get into using two parameter fields and using the target calculator.